You know, Trump and his criminal regime lie to his supporters on a daily basis. They're just too stupid to realize it. And I'll give you another perfect example. Remember just a couple days ago on Friday, the Secretary of Defense, the pretend Secretary of War, Pete Kegsbreath, held a joint press conference, I guess, with some guy from Qatar, in which he proudly announced that the United States was entering an agreement with Qatar in which the United States would be building an Air Force base for Qatar in Idaho on American soil.
And I'm also proud that today we're signing a letter of acceptance to build a Qatari Emiri Air Force facility at the Mountain Home Air Base in Idaho. The location will be host a contingent of Qatari F-15s and pilots to enhance our combined training, increase lethality, interoperability. It's just another example of our partnership. And I hope you know, Your Excellency, that you can count on us.
So that happened on Friday. Just 2 days later, the Vice President, J.D. Vance, went on TV and pretended that never happened. Just lied through his teeth about it.
What is the function of this Qatar facility? People are wondering, is this an air base? What is Qatar going to be developing in Idaho?
Yeah, I saw some reporting about this, Maria. I actually talked to the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, this morning. This is largely a fake story. We continue to have with countries that we work with. We have relationships where, sometimes their pilots work on our bases, sometimes that we train together, sometimes we work together in other ways. The reporting that somehow there is going to be a Qatari base on United States soil, that's just not true.
So 2 things about this. First, why is he lying about it? Why is the Trump administration, within just a couple of days, pretending that this is all just fake news, that there is no agreement between the United States and the Qataris? Well, it's because they got MAGA pushback. A lot of MAGAs were pissed. Specifically, some important MAGA influencer types like Laura Loomer. She was furious. She posted a whole series of tweets attacking this, saying she's done, she's not supporting this anymore, this is not what she voted for. She said it was the final straw. I guess she's abandoning Trump. I mean, she has proclaimed various things over the last several months to be the last straw, and she's always come back to Trump on her knees. And I'm sure she will do so again here, but repeatedly, she and other MAGAs, important MAGA influencers, have been pissed about things that Donald Trump has done. In fact, Laura Loomer has used words like Trump is betraying MAGA. And it's not just her. Marjorie Taylor Greene is pissed. Steve Bannon went off on this Qatari deal. So with all that pushback, and it was immediate, Trump decided, let's just pretend it's not happening. So go out there and say it's fake news. And that leads us to the other question. How is it that they feel that they can lie so brazenly? I mean, we have Pete Hegseth on friggin' video. Just a few days ago, he was proud of it. And then just 2 days later, they just say it was fake news? So how is it they feel that they can lie so brazenly? Well, because their voters are morons. That's why. And because they know that people, outlets like Fox News will just go along with it. So when they send J.D. Vance out on TV to say this was all fake news, that this was a phony story, that we're not building a base for the Qataris. As soon as they hear J.D. Vance saying that, Fox News knows, okay, we're not going to cover this anymore. They don't want us to cover this, so we're just going to pretend like it didn't happen. And so if you're just a mindless Trump cultist who gets all your news from Fox News, maybe that would have been covered when it first happened, but now it's never going to be mentioned again. And you're just going to forget about it. And if you don't forget about it, if you remember, hey, wait a minute, didn't Pete Hegseth you'll hear J.D. Vance, because they'll play J.D. Vance. They'll play that over and over. Oh, that's fake news, fake news, fake news. They'll never play the clip with Hegseth ever again on Fox News. But they'll play the J.D. Vance clip. You know, and they have many other things to distract these mindless Trump cultists who just spend hours upon hours watching Fox News. The point is, it'll just be memory hold. They'll forget it ever happened, or they won't care anyway. A lot of them, it really doesn't matter. You know, Laura Loomer, she actually cares about some things. She actually believed some of the bullshit. And so she's becoming, and others are becoming disillusioned as they're beginning to realize that Trump never meant any of it. All right? None of it. The America First crap, he didn't mean any of it. He says whatever he needs to get what he wants from stupid people. That's what he's been doing for 10 years. Some people are starting to realize that they've been conned. Now, I don't know if they'll ever, you know, come around to admitting it, because that would have to admit too much about themselves. They'll have to admit that they were conned. So I don't know how far some of these MAGAs are willing to go, whether they'll criticize Trump directly. But the fact that they were pushing back at all is the entire reason that they sent J.D. Vance out to pretend that this never happened. But they do this all the time. They lie to Trump voters all the time because they know they can. They know that their voters are so stupid, they'll believe anything that they're told, and they really don't give a shit.